I'm Matt, and today I'm going to be talking to you today about the declining bee population. Bees are one of the biggest pollinators on the planet. They're responsible for pollinating some of your favorite fruits and vegetables, if you like oranges or apples, or some of your favorite flowers as well. My favorite flowers are lilacs, and I know bees are responsible for pollinating lilacs. Today we're going to look at why the bee populations are declining, the effects that this has on the environment, and what we can do to help protect them. First, some of the problems that we can look at are the issues of the impact on our food sources. When bee populations decline, it will have an impact on our food sources because bees are responsible for pollinating so many things. They are responsible for pollinating up to 75% of all crops in the world. According to an article entitled "Field Boundary Features Can Stabilize Bee Populations and the Pollination of Mass Flowering Crops in Rotational Systems" in the Journal of Applied Ecology, crop diversity is having a huge effect on pollinators. So when there's too many of one crop, such as corn or alfalfa, that isn't being rotated all the time, it's just constantly the same thing, it's not good for bees because they like differences. It's not good for their their digestive systems, so that makes the bee populations decline even more. Another problem is pesticides. Pesticides, according to an article entitled "Pesticides and Reduced Risk Insecticides, Native Bees and Pantropical Stingless Bees, Pitfalls and Perspectives" in the Pest Management Science Journal, the usage of too many pesticides is harming good and bad bugs. So it kills all the bugs that kill crops, but it also kills the bugs that help crops, like bees. Something that causes this is overdevelopment. When there is too much development going on, like urbanization, it's taking away the bee's natural environment. So according to an article entitled "The Effects of Urbanization on Bee Communities Depends on Floral Resource Availability and Bee Functional Traits" in the PLOS1 journal, urban development is another leading factor that is harming bees. And not on a mass scale, but home pesticides are also harming them as well. Not as much as farming pesticides, but when you go and kill bees in your yard, it's also having a small impact. So the overuse of pesticides, like I said, is one of the biggest things. According to an article entitled "Special Issue: Honey Bee Research in the U.S. Current State and Solutions to Beekeeping Problems" in the Insects Journal, pesticides are the biggest threat. 30 to 40% of bee populations are experiencing declines because of pesticides. It is the biggest problem for bees, so that's why I want to stress how bad pesticides are for the bee populations. Another thing is water usage. When we're using all of this water for artificial things such as swimming pools and fountains, it has a negative effect on our environment, which has a negative effect on the bees. According to an article entitled "Local Bumblebee Decline Linked to Recovery of Honeybees, Drought Effects on Floral Resources" in the Ecology Letters Journal, reducing water usage on certain things can yield better results for flowering crops, such as like fruit trees and stuff like that that are always flowering that the bees are attracted to. Another thing that can help is planting native plants. So when you're bringing in plants that aren't native to your ecosystem, it's taking away the natural food source for bees that they are used to already. Back to the uses of pesticides. They are obviously the most harmful. But some of the things that we can do, like water conservation, is reducing the use of pesticides. So the most harmful are obviously mass farming pesticides, but I already talked about the home pesticides as well. So instead of killing the bees in your yard, you could, say, call someone to remove them instead of just killing them all. Neonicotinoids are the big pesticide that have the biggest negative effect on bees. So that one is really one that we should just stop using and rely more on natural repellents, such as the native plants that might want to drive away the pests that are killing crops instead of the bees. So, in conclusion, bees are declining. Some causes are overdevelopment and the overuse of pesticides. But the solutions that we can use are reduction in water usage and using more natural pesticides. So if we do these things, that means that you can still enjoy your favorite foods, like your fruits and vegetables. You can enjoy your favorite flowers. So you could plant some flowers in your yard that are native to Florida. Or you could call someone to remove the bees instead of killing them with your home pesticides.